Above the swirling blue-green of Zoran Prime, the council chamber towered like a crystal mountain. Light shifted across its many facets, casting prismatic colors that danced like stars caught in ice. The vast hall hummed with quiet energy, an ancient place where decisions shaped galaxies. Inside, the Maxthor generals paced, their chitinous armor clicking softly. Their 6 eyes glinted with cold amusement. Alongside them, the Zoran diplomats stood tall, their translucent skin shimmering with faint pulses of color. Holographic displays floated between them, showing Earth, a tiny blue dot, fragile and alone. "Look at this," growled General Varkos, his mandibles twitching with disdain, primitive engines thrumming like noisy beetles, slow, fumbling communications. They still use flickering light pulses to talk to each other. How quaint! The council chamber echoed with laughter. The Maxthor found the humans' tech laughably backward. Ancient by their standards, Ambassador Xylith of the Zoran raised an elegant hand. Their ships are clunky, slow to react, and crude by puny numbers. Their weapons lack the finesse of our quantum dreadnoughts. A hologram zoomed in on a battered human warship, rust-colored hull plates patched and dented, thrusters puffing uneven flames. "See this?" sneered Varkos. "The UESN Mjolnir, a relic from a forgotten age. Against our sleek vessels, it might as well be a pebble." Another Zoran flickered with amused colors. Their networks lag behind our quantum synchronization by centuries. They cannot hope to keep pace in battle. The hologram shifted to reveal the massive fleets amassed around Earth, towering dreadnoughts and swift fighters, all glowing with synchronized quantum fields. The humans appeared insignificant in comparison, yet, as the laughter filled the chamber, an elder Zoran named Thriel stepped forward. His skin shimmered with deep blue, edges tinged in silver, the mark of wisdom and time. "May I speak?" Thriel's voice was calm, but carried weight. "Ancient records speak of humans, not as weaklings, but as unpredictable forces. Small, yes, but dangerous beyond measure. Their minds connected in ways we do not fully comprehend." General Varkos snapped his claws on the polished floor. "Nonsense. These are myths told by forgotten races, stories to frighten children. Our sensors confirm their sluggish tech. They cannot coordinate like we do." Thriel's eyes glowed faintly. "Beware underestimating such chaos," the elders warned. "When small minds think as one, they become a storm that shatters empires." The chamber fell silent for a breath. But the council's mood refused to darken. "Our age." Ambassador Zelat waved dismissively. "We have no time for ghost stories. Our quantum dreadnoughts outmatch their best. The invasion will be swift, their resistance brief." The hologram shifted again, now showing battle plans. Thousands of ships encircled Earth like a cage. A vote was called. "Prepare the fleets. Begin the assault," declared Supreme Commander Varkos, his voice a thunderous echo. The council chambers vibrated with energy as the Maxthor and Zoran sealed their decision. To them, humanity was little more than a flickering candle, ready to be snuffed out. But deep within Earth's orbit, unseen eyes watched and waited. Commander Freya Johansson, standing aboard the Leviathan, felt the weight of those judgments keenly, but she knew one thing the aliens did not. Humans had secrets, and soon the universe would learn what it meant to face Earth's true fire. The Maxthor's laughter echoed through the chamber, drowning out the faint echoes of ancient warnings long ignored, whispers of a power far beyond their understanding. In the dimly lit archive below the council chamber, Zoran scholar Velkith nervously floated before a swirling holographic map. The map shimmered with countless stars, but one small blue dot, Earth, held his full attention. "Esteemed council," Velkith said, his voice barely above a whisper, "these are records from elder races long vanished. They speak of humans not as weaklings, but as small, dangerous." Maxthor General Kratzel snorted, his chitinous armor clinking as he stepped forward. "Dangerous? They crawl in rusty ships that creak like old tree trunks. Their communications flicker and sputter like dying fireflies. What threat could these creatures possibly pose to us?" Velkith's compound eyes blinked rapidly. The Elder Archives warn of humans' unique neural abilities. They possess what is called a quantum neural swarm, a collective intelligence linking minds and machines. It is said they control swarms of micro-machines with their thoughts. A low murmur rippled through the chamber. Hollow scrolls floated in the air, projecting fractured images of tiny human drones weaving in intricate patterns. The elder race holograms flickered to life, ancient beings with shimmering skin and elongated limbs, their voices crackling with static. One elder, a Quethari matriarch, spoke in broken translation, "Beware the small minds that think as one." Their swarm is not a weapon of brute force, but of unity and endless adaptation. Another elder, the Grelthok archivist, warned, "They will spread like a storm, invisible and relentless. You cannot break what acts as a single mind." The Maxthor counselors exchanged uneasy glances. But Kratzel slammed his heavy claw on the data console. "Ancient myths and ghost stories. We are Maxthor. We wield quantum dreadnoughts that bend space itself. These humans are nothing but a flicker on the edge of our gaze." Slow, uncoordinated, primitive. Exoran diplomat Shaylan tried to reason. "General, if I may, these warnings come from civilizations destroyed mysteriously. Our scans show no sign of such swarms on Earth, but caution is wise." Kratzel's claws clenched. "Caution? We are the hunters, not the hunted. We will crush this swarm before it even forms." Velkith shuddered but pressed on. "Look here." He gestured to another archive, a faded log from the ancient race of the Clethar. "They encountered humans centuries ago. Their report states the humans' neural networks change faster than any known algorithm. The swarm adapts, evolves, and can infiltrate even the most advanced quantum systems." The chamber fell silent. The flickering hollow images of humans controlling glowing blue swarms danced across the walls. Yet no one moved except Kratzel. "They could never match the speed of our quantum-synced dreadnoughts. Their tiny drones are toys against our plasma storms." Velkith's antennae twitched. "General, dismissing these warnings may be our gravest mistake." Kratzel laughed, but it was a hollow sound. "Mistakes are for the weak. We will move forward. The humans will fall." But even as the council voted to prepare their invasion, a shadow of doubt passed over some Zoran faces. Far above, in the vast crystalline chamber, holograms displayed the approaching fleet, sleek alien ships surrounding Earth's faint blue glow. The Maxthor were ready to strike. Yet the ancient warnings lingered in the depths of the archive, a silent voice urging caution, because no one had seen what Earth truly held beneath its calm surface. No one had yet felt the storm of the quantum neural swarm. But while the Maxthor and Zoran dismissed the old warnings as myths, Commander Freya Johansson was already preparing Earth's most daring response, one that would change everything. High above Earth in the glowing orbit of the solar system, the UESN Leviathan fleet stirred quietly. Massive shipyards carved from asteroid rock drifted like silent giants. The cold metal hulls of warships gleamed under the sun's distant warmth. Inside the Leviathan's bridge, Commander Johansson stood tall. Steel-gray eyes scanned the vast star field. Panels blinked softly, casting blue light across her sharp features. Her uniform was simple, practical, no fancy decorations, just the weight of command. "Status report," she said sharply. A young officer's voice came back steady. "Fleet retrofit is 97% complete, Commander. The Mjolnir and Avalanche are ready for final testing." Freya nodded. "Good. We don't have time for delays. The Maxthor fleet will arrive soon." Behind her, the bridge hummed with quiet energy. The crew moved with practiced precision. Every second counted. In a nearby research bay, Colonel Miguel Tanaka adjusted a small device on a cluttered bench. His fingers moved over glowing circuits twisted like tiny blue vines. "These quantum neural processors won't just connect ships," Miguel said, barely looking up. "They'll link minds." Freya stepped in, curiosity breaking through her usual calm. "Link minds? Explain." Miguel smiled, tired but proud. "Human brains can control machines faster and smarter than any computer. These processors tap into that power. We can run hundreds, even thousands of micro-drones together, like a single living swarm, controlled by our neural signals." She raised an eyebrow. "A swarm? Sounds like something out of science fiction. Maybe. But it's real, and it's ready. Far below, Admiral Sefu Nilovu stood before a hollow table in Earth's command center. His deep voice was calm yet firm as he reviewed battle formations. "Commander Johansson, Colonel Tanaka," he said through the comm link, "we've upgraded the defense grid around Earth. Our old warships may look primitive to the Maxthor, but with these new systems they carry hidden strength." Freya's voice came back steady. "Admiral, the fleet stands ready." "Well, show them human resolve." Back on the Leviathan's bridge, Freya's mind flashed to the countless nights her crew spent working. Sleepless engineers with grease-streaked faces, quiet conversations about new tech no one outside this room could even guess existed. Every ship, she thought, holds a secret. In the hangar bay, the UESN Mjolnir loomed. Its hull was scratched and patched from decades of service. To the Maxthor, it looked outdated like a relic from a slower age, but hidden beneath its steel plates were the quantum neural cores glowing faintly, ready to awaken. Freya turned to Miguel. "When do we activate the swarm?" "On my mark," he said, his fingers hovering over a console. "Once the Maxthor begin their assault, the swarm will flood the battlefield. They won't see it coming." "Good," she said. "We've been underestimated for too long." Suddenly, alarms flickered in the command center. A low hum grew in the distance. Admiral Nilova's voice crackled. "Commander, sensors detect the Maxthor fleet entering Earth's orbit. They're coming faster than expected." Freya's jaw tightened. "All hands, battle stations. Prepare for contact." "Remember, we fight for Earth, for every soul under our sky." She clenched her fists. "They think we're weak. They think we're slow. Let's show them what humanity really is." Miguel's eyes gleamed as he initiated the neural link. "The swarm is online. Neural circuits synchronized." Freya took a deep breath. "Then let's begin." Above Earth, the ancient blue planet shone defiantly, quiet but not beaten. The war for humanity's future was about to begin, and it would be one the Maxthor and Zoran would never forget. Just as Commander Freya Johansson scanned the calm horizon, the first alien ships tore through the sky, their weapons lighting up the darkening clouds. Bright green plasma bolts streaked from the Maxthor dreadnoughts, slicing through Earth's orbital defenses like paper. Explosions bloomed in the void, shaking the hull of the UESN Mjolnir. The old warship shuddered as alarms blared. "Shields at 40%, shouted Lieutenant Harris from the control room. "They're cutting through fast." Johansson's eyes narrowed. "Hold the line." "Don't. Give them an inch." Around them, the stars were alive, flashing with enemy missiles and laser fire. The Zoran fleet spread like a deadly net, shimmering with strange quantum energy. Their ships blinked in and out of sight, teleporting short distances to flank human fighters. Colonel Miguel Tanaka's voice crackled over comms. "Commander, the jamming is brutal. Our channels keep dropping." "Understood, Colonel," Johansson replied. "Keep trying the secondary links. We need eyes on their fleet." Human fighters darted desperately between massive alien warships. The UESN Avalanche screamed past the Mjolnir, weaving through plasma fire. Pilots fought with every ounce of skill, but their small numbers meant nothing against the endless swarm of Maxthor drones. "Enemy frigates approaching from port side," came a report. "They're taking out our point defense cannons." "We can't let them get close," Johansson said, voice steady but fierce. "All batteries concentrate fire on those frigates." The bridge crew worked in perfect rhythm, but the damage was piling up. The Mjolnir's engines sputtered under repeated hits. Smoke hissed from the engineering bay. Sensors flickered as enemy quantum interference scrambled their systems. "Commander," Tanaka's voice was tense, "we're losing network integrity. The Zoran quantum synchronization is jamming our comms and targeting." Johansson clenched her fists. "Then we fight blind." The alien dreadnoughts loomed larger, their dark hulls humming with unstoppable power. Maxthor generals transmitted cold messages to their fleets. "Human tech is obsolete," a booming voice echoed over enemy channels. "Their engines are noisy, their weapons weak. They cannot withstand the might of the Council's armada." Johansson heard the taunt, even as explosions rocked the Leviathan flagship. "Let them talk," she muttered. "We'll see who stands when the dust settles." Suddenly, a massive plasma blast struck the Mjolnir's forward shield. The shield flickered, then collapsed with a terrible crack. Fire ripped into the hull. "Brace for impact," Johansson ordered. The bridge shook violently. Crew members gripped consoles to stay upright. Sparks flew from damaged panels. "Damage report," Johansson demanded. Lieutenant Harris' voice was grim. "Hull integrity down to 60. Life support holding, but not for long." Outside, the alien fleet circled Earth like predators. Maxthor and Zoran dreadnoughts formed an impenetrable ring. Smaller ships swarmed in waves, overwhelming human points. The comm suddenly went silent. "Colonel Tanaka, status?" Johansson called out. "Swarm jamming is too strong," came a frustrated reply. "We're blind in half the sectors." Johansson's jaw tightened. "Then we fight with what we have." She stood pacing the bridge. "Everyone, prepare for boarding defense. If they want to come close, they'll find we're ready." Suddenly, a crackling voice burst through the static, an alien broadcast dripping with scorn. "You humans cling to your rusted ships and flickering signals. Surrender now, and we may spare your world." Johansson's eyes flashed. "Tell them," she said, voice loud and clear. "Earth does not surrender. We fight, and we endure." Her crew cheered softly, a spark of hope amid the chaos. But the battle was far from over. Alien plasma continued to streak through space. The cold stars bore witness to the brutal assault. The Maxthor generals smiled confidently in their command chambers. Victory was theirs, or so they thought. As the first alien ships launched their deadly assault, Commander Freya exchanged a knowing glance with Colonel Tanaka. Earth's secret weapon was about to change everything. "Now," Freya said, her voice steady and low over the comm. Colonel Tanaka's fingers hovered over the neural interface controls. The blue glow beneath his skin pulsed in time with his heartbeat. Around him, the room hummed with quiet power, the hidden heart of the quantum neural swarm fleet. Outside, the battered human warships struggled to hold the line. The Maxthor dreadnoughts loomed like giant predators, their quantum circuits flickering with deadly precision. Zoran frigates swarmed in tight formations, cutting off every human fighter. Then a sudden ripple spread through the battlefield. From the decks of every human ship, thousands of tiny drones erupted, smaller than a finger's tip. They formed shimmering blue clouds that moved with uncanny grace. The quantum neural swarm had awakened. Freya watched as the drones twisted and turned, weaving through the chaos of laser fire and plasma bursts. "They're everywhere," said a young lieutenant beside her, eyes wide. Tanaka's neural interface flared brighter as he dove deeper into the swarm's hive mind. His thoughts reached across light years, guiding each microscopic drone with perfect control. "Swarm Alpha, engage stealth mode. Infiltrate enemy cores," Tanaka commanded mentally. The swarm obeyed instantly, slipping past the Maxthor sensors like ghosts. Inside the alien dreadnoughts, alarms blared. Systems flickered madly. Quantum cores, once thought impenetrable, stuttered and died. Tiny drones burrowed into circuits, scrambling the quantum entanglement that powered alien ships. "Commander, our dreadnought is losing synchronization," a Zoran officer shouted, panic rising in his voice. Freya's smile was cold steel. "Now they see what we built," she said over the comm, voice clear and fierce. On the bridge of the UESN Leviathan, Freya's eyes never left the starfield. The swarm danced before her like a living storm of light. "Hold formation," she ordered. "Keep the swarm tight and focus on crippling their command ships." The alien commanders scrambled to respond, but the quantum neural swarm was faster. It adapted and evolved with every move. Tanaka's mind worked like a lightning storm, sending waves of commands. Drones split, multiplied, and reformed into new shapes. They jammed enemy signals and hacked into shield arrays. A Maxthor dreadnought suddenly flickered and blinked out of existence, its quantum drive collapsing under swarm attack. "Impossible!" one Maxthor general growled, eyes wide with disbelief. "They thought our old ships were weak," Tanaka whispered to Freya. "They never guessed we had a neural swarm to control them." The swarm surged forward, a living net that tangled the alien fleet's every system. Human fighters darted inside the chaos, cutting through stunned enemy crews. Freya's voice cut through the battle noise on the comm channels. "This is Commander Johansson." To all fleet units, the quantum neural swarm fleet is operational. Engage and destroy. Show them what humanity can do. Cheers erupted on every human ship. In the alien fleet, confusion turned to fear. "Sir, their neural drones are attacking our quantum cores," a Zoran captain reported. "Our systems are failing." The Max Thor commanders barked orders, but their advanced quantum synchronization was no match for the swarm's relentless assault. "Retreat?" one dared to suggest. "Never," snarled another. "We fight or die." But the tide had already shifted. The quantum neural swarm slipped through cracks in their defenses, striking vital systems with surgical precision. Alien ships flickered, faltered, and fell silent. Freya leaned forward on the bridge console. "This is only the beginning," she said. "Our swarm will hunt them across the stars." Tanaka nodded, eyes still locked on his neural interface. They underestimated the power of a human mind linked to quantum machines. The battlefield transformed. What seemed like a desperate defense turned into a sweeping attack. The Max Thor and Zoran fleets lost cohesion as the swarm tore through their lines. Freya's voice rang out, calm and unwavering. "Hold fast, Leviathan! The quantum neural swarm is our spear and shield. Let's end this!" And with that, the hidden strength of humanity revealed itself, a mind-driven swarm that no alien quantum warship could stand against. As the truth about Earth's secret weapons sank in, Commander Freya Johansson's voice cut through the stunned silence, ready to explain the impossible power they had just unleashed. "This is not the rusty fleet you mocked," she said, her tone calm and cold. "You laughed at our clunky engines and slow comms. You called us primitive, weak, and slow. But you never saw the mind behind the machine." Behind her, the bridge's hollow screens glowed bright blue, showing thousands of tiny drones weaving like living threads through the chaos of the alien fleet. Each drone flickered with quantum light, moving faster than the eye could follow. Your quantum dreadnoughts rely on circuits and signals you think are unbreakable. But what you did not understand is that we humans do not just build machines. We think with them. We control them with our minds. We swarm. She paused, her steel-gray eyes scanning the distant stars beyond Earth's orbit. "Colonel Tanaka, explain it to them." Colonel Miguel Tanaka stepped forward, the faint glow of his neural interface casting blue patterns on his face. His voice was steady, filled with quiet pride. "Our quantum neural swarm fleet is a collective mind, thousands of drones, each linked to our brains through quantum entanglement. They share information instantly, adapt in real time, and learn from every attack. Your systems cannot keep up." He pointed to a hologram showing a Max Thor dreadnought flickering erratically, its quantum shield collapsing under the swarm's assault. "Your finest ships are vulnerable. We do not need overwhelming firepower. We use precision, speed, and unity. Your quantum signals are scrambled by our swarm's neural interference. Your dreadnoughts become blind, deaf, and powerless." Freya raised her hand. Her voice grew sharper, fiercer. "This is only the beginning. We humans have endured chaos, war, and endless nights of struggle. We have learned to turn our weaknesses into weapons. Our minds do not rest. They adapt, evolve, and strike back stronger." She stepped to the center of the bridge, her silhouette framed by the glowing starfield. "You faced a fleet of ships, but now you face a mind that never sleeps. A force that thinks as one, fights as one, and will never stop until Earth is safe." Her eyes burned with quiet fury and unyielding resolve. "We are not just defending a planet. We are defending a future where humanity will rise beyond your expectations. You may have numbers, technology, and arrogance, but you do not have what we have: heart, will, and a mind that refuses to lose." Her voice echoed through the communication channels, reaching every alien ship, every Max Thor and Zoran commander. "Turn back now if you value your lives, for if you continue, you will face a relentless storm. A swarm that will hunt you across the stars, dismantle your pride, and shatter your empire piece by piece." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. "Your arrogance blinded you. You ignored the ancient warnings of elder races. Now you see why. You mistook our old ships and noisy engines as weakness, but they were merely the shell. The real weapon is the mind behind them." The bridge crew exchanged determined glances. The hum of the neural swarm pulsed through the ship like a living heartbeat. Freya's voice softened, but no less certain. "This is the dawn of a new era, for humanity and for those foolish enough to challenge us. The broadcast ended. Silence filled the bridge. But across the void, in the alien council chambers, the message had shattered centuries of contempt. Max Thor generals stared at their holoscreens, faces pale beneath their chitinous armor. Zoran diplomats whispered anxiously. The arrogance of ages had been broken by a simple truth. Humanity was not just a race of flesh and bone. Humanity was a storm of minds, quantum, relentless, and unstoppable. Commander Johansson's words hung in the void like a battle cry. The war had changed. The galaxy would never forget the sound of a human mind unleashed. But just as the Max Thor and Zoran sneered at humanity's old tech, the skies darkened with a new kind of power, one they never saw coming. A shimmering wave rippled through space, invisible at first. Then, like a living storm, thousands of tiny blue lights exploded from Earth's fleet. The quantum neural swarm had awoken. Commander Freya Johansson's voice crackled over the comms, sharp and steady. All units, engage swarm protocols. Focus on dreadnought cores and communication grids. Move fast, move smart. Colonel Miguel Tanaka's neural interface glowed bright as his mind linked with the swarm. He felt the hum of thousands of micro-drones weaving through the void. Swarm response is instantaneous, targeting enemy quantum circuits now. The Max Thor dreadnoughts blinked, then faltered. Alien quantum shields shimmered and flickered. Systems scrambled. The swarm slipped inside, invisible and deadly. Hull breaches repaired. A human pilot shouted over the noise. Tiny repair drones swarmed over battered warships, mending armor with glowing blue beams. The UESN Avalanche surged forward like a hammer striking an anvil. Its sleek hull cut through alien fighters with brutal precision. Plasma bolts tore through enemy vessels while swarm drones hacked and disabled their cores from within. "Commander, the swarm has penetrated the Oblivion's mainframe," Tanaka reported. His voice was calm, but excitement buzzed beneath. "Their flagship is losing sync." Johansson's eyes narrowed. "Keep the pressure. We take Oblivion. We break their line." The alien fleet's formation began to crumble. Max Thor cruisers blinked erratically, their quantum drives stuttering under swarm assault. Zoran warships twisted and turned, trying to escape, but the swarm anticipated every move. "Impossible," a Max Thor captain hissed, voice trembling. "Their drones think like living minds." "They are living minds," a Zoran officer growled, voice edged with panic. "They are connected, together, like a single intelligence." In the Leviathan's command center, Johansson and Tanaka's minds synced seamlessly. Commands flowed silently between them, faster than any spoken order. "Redirect swarm units to flank the rear," Johansson ordered mentally. "Tanaka, prep neural link for direct override on enemy comms. Copy. Engaging now." The swarm surged like a tidal wave. Alien communications jammed and corrupted instantly. Confusion spread through enemy ranks. Without coordination, their attacks faltered. "Now!" Johansson shouted. "All ships, full assault!" The human fleet roared to life. Fighters swarmed in tight formations, weaving through enemy fire. Battleships unleashed broadsides, their guns blazing with renewed fury. The Oblivion groaned as its systems failed one by one. Blue swarm drones infiltrated its core, dismantling quantum circuits like termites. Lights flickered, then died. "Oblivion is down!" a pilot cheered. A human boarding party locked onto the crippled dreadnought. Leaping aboard with magnetic boots and plasma carbines, they secured the ship with swift precision. The alien commander stared in horror as their flagship was taken. "You thought us weak," Johansson's voice echoed across the battle grid. But Earth's mind is not so easily broken. Around her, the quantum neural swarm hummed with deadly purpose, repairing, attacking, adapting. The tide had turned. Alien ships scrambled to retreat. The great Max Thor fleet fractured, fleeing in disarray. The proud Zoran lines dissolved into chaotic scatter. But the humans did not give chase. Johansson's voice was cold and clear, broadcasting to the retreating enemy. "This is your warning. Leave our space, or face a mind that never sleeps." The stars shimmered with the blue glow of the quantum neural swarm as the human fleet regrouped. The battle was won, but the war was only beginning, and Earth had shown the galaxy a new kind of war, one that no alien had ever expected. Just as the Max Thor and Zoran sneered at human tech, Freya and Miguel unleashed their quantum neural swarm fleet, shifting the battle's fate in an instant. The tide had turned, and victory was finally within reach. The alien dreadnoughts, once confident, now flickered erratically under the swarm's assault. Tiny blue drones slipped through their defenses like shadows, systems overloaded, shields faded. The great Oblivion, the pride of the Zoran, was crippled, its quantum core snared in a web it could not escape. "Command to Leviathan," Miguel's voice crackled in Freya's ear. "Swarm control stable. The dreadnought is ours." Freya's eyes burned with fierce pride as she replied, "Hold steady. Prepare to board once they lose power. This is our moment." Around Earth's orbit, the human fleet shone with quiet power. Ships that had once seemed worn and outdated now pulsed with a new life. The soft blue glow of the quantum swarm lit their hulls. Repair drones patched breaches mid-fight. Fighter wings danced through fractured alien formations, striking hard and fast. The Maxtor flagship, towering and armored, tried to rally the fleet, but their quantum communications were scrambled, every message delayed or lost in a sea of corrupted data. Confusion spread quickly among the invaders. Commander Johansson, Admiral Sefu and Lova's voice resonated through the ship-wide comms. "Report status. How soon before the enemy breaks?" Freya's hands moved over the controls like the conductor of a deadly symphony. "Swarm nodes are penetrating their command networks. The enemy is faltering." "We push now, sir." A chorus of cheers rose from the bridge crew. Below, the alien council chamber glowed dark and tense. The Maxtor generals barked orders, but their voices were edged with fear. The Exoran delegates stared at their shattered fleets' holograms, disbelief etched in every line. "We underestimated them," one Zoran elder hissed. "Their technology, this neural swarm, is unlike anything we've faced." The Maxtor Supreme Commander slammed a clawed hand on the console. "Regroup and retreat." We lived to fight another day. Above Earth, the alien fleet began to pull back, battered and broken. Freya turned to Miguel, her expression fierce but calm. "They thought we were weak, outdated, small, but they forgot one thing: humans never surrender." Miguel nodded. "Our neural swarm is just the beginning. We've tapped into something no one else has dared to master." In the command center, Admiral Ndlovu stepped forward, his voice steady and resolute. "Today, Earth stands tall. Our fleet is the shield and spear of humanity. We defend not just our home, but the future of our species. We will expand this technology, share it with our colonies, build alliances not just through words, but through strength. The galaxy will learn this truth. Humanity is no longer a small blue dot to be dismissed." Outside the windows, Earth orbited silently, bathed in the gentle glow of repaired fleets and healing scars of battle. The quantum swarm pulsed gently, like a heartbeat, alive, connected, unstoppable. Far beyond the stars, a faint cryptic transmission flickered over alien channels. The war has only just begun. And humanity was ready. Freya looked out into the star field, voice low but fierce. "Let them come. Well, meet them, swarm against swarm. This is our war now, and we will win." The stars held their breath as Earth's flag rose over the battlefield. Humanity was no longer underestimated. It was feared. It was unstoppable.